I think we need to reframe like the whole purpose of like living in our society. The whole American dream of like rising to the top of the hierarchy to like have the fast car and the mansion, I think is outdated. It's like we need to reach a point where sustainability is the goal. I think we're transitioning to a world where that's going to be possible with like solar panels, solar energy, what Musk is doing with Tesla. He's like pioneering the transition from the scarcity mindset that we have now with capitalism towards a more sustainable world where hopefully we can have an abundance of resources. Things like universal basic income is definitely going to change our way of thinking, because now you're not working a day job because you're trying to survive. You're really trying to delve down the path of like, what do I really want as a human being? And what are my values? What are my intrinsic values? It's going to be more about like, what do you do to be happy or like fulfilled individually? And I think that's also the reason why we're having this power struggle. People's lives are on the line because how our hierarchical capitalistic societal framework is. But like, what happens when we don't need to work? What happens when we advance the economy to a point where everyone can eat universally? No one is getting into a position where they have to struggle to survive, and most of your time can now be spent on things that you actually like enjoy. That'd be a wonderful world, and I envision that world is going to be coming soon, especially at the pace of progression that technology is going at. It's at an exponential rate. 10 years ago, we would have never been able to envision what the iPhone would have been like. And now, looking back, it's almost a joke to think that what the iPhone once was, it was so bad. And it's like amazing now. And it's only been 10 years. So like, if you look at this on the time scale of every 10 years, it's like, holy shit, in 2030, we're gonna have sustainable energy on this Tesla network where everyone is going to have solar power. Our world's going to be run off of automated cars. It's coming rapidly, and it's all happening in the background until it hits the wide audience of consumers, and then it's just going to dramatically change. But all of these things on the back end are getting laid out and developed without like many people being consciously aware of it. Like I said, the question is, if you can have your basic needs met, what are you going to be doing with your life? And also another really interesting thing to think about is like, why do people need power? Why do people need fame? And a lot of it, I think, is based off of insecurities from within. If people could develop their more intrinsic values, things that are internally within, resolve like internal conflicts, move towards this scarcity mindset to more of an abundance mindset, then it won't be about power anymore. It'll be about happiness and fulfillment, well-being. It'll be about trying to create a vision for your future that is compelling enough to be worth the suffering, to embrace the process and those experiences to get to what you envision, and to enjoy the process at the same time. And I think that's the ultimate goal as a human. The ultimate goal is not to be famous and have a lot of money. I think the ultimate goal is to create a vision or create a life meaningful enough for you that's worth living, and that's so personalized. That's something that either you have to have introspection to figure out, or maybe in the future they'll have like some brain computer interface that can read all of your interests and character attributes and be able to figure it out for you with some personal device. But yeah, I think that's the future. All this stuff that I'm talking about is already in development, and now it's just keep on churning, technologically speaking, and it's gonna be here. It's happening. Just given what our world is going to look like in 10, 20 years from now. At that point, it'll be about like what makes us human, like who are we as human beings, and what are our shared values. And I think more people will find fulfillment in well-being and feel supported and recognized for who they are as a person, what makes them unique as a human being, rather than who has the most likes on Instagram or social media. It'll be about self-expression of who they are. That'll only happen if maintain the foundation of this financially and environmentally sustainable world through the use of proper economic means. That's a foundation, that's a framework. That's about it. Peace.